Hi there. It's a pleasure to be able to walk through the WellAdvised product on WellFunded. To get started, you can add a client. This screen here allows you to add the client immediately without sending them an invitation, or if you toggle to invite client to join, that will send them an email, which allows them to complete many of the questions on their own, on an iPad at home, for example. But if you just want to send them an invite or begin the process without sending them an invite, just enter it here. First name, last name, and email, and create client. I'm going to go over to my existing client and hit resume. So the process starts by asking them a little bit about their experience already giving to charity. You can enter in, find the charities that they've given to, enter in how they felt about giving to those charities, any notes and commentary, and then it walks them through a series of values and discovery questions pertaining to their giving history. You'll have the client create a North Star. This is sort of like, hey, at the end of the year, how would you like to feel about your philanthropy, your philanthropic focus? Questions also include, how do you want to relate to the organizations that you support? And then we have modules around faith and giving. We have a module around next generation. So if the client has children, they can involve their children in the process. And then we have a module around emergencies and disaster relief. All of these are optional, of course, and the client can answer as much or as little as they wish. There's a skip button, and they can give as much detail or as little detail as they wish. The next window is where our AI analysis will begin to do a preliminary analysis on the client's input. This allows us to say, hey, are we on the right track here in analyzing your client's priorities, and allows you to provide a little bit more feedback. So here it said, okay, we think that the client is really interested in these causal areas. You can just deselect, select, rank them down here and say, no, the primary focus area is gender equality. No, that's not quite true. We want to go poverty alleviation. So you can stack those. And then next you're going to go to continue to enrichment. It's here where you can upload any other source documentation. You can dump in more context. We've had clients paste in their LinkedIn profiles, Facebook profiles, or anything else that they wish. And then the next button is going to generate the profile. So I'm going to click that. This is when we're going to send all of the data over to our analysis engine. We're going to obfuscate or mask any personal client sensitive data. So nothing is going to the analysis engine that will reveal who the client is. But we're analyzing and building out a philanthropic profile for the client. I'm going to go now and show you a completed philanthropic profile. So we're going to view here on David's. One second. So it's important to note that all of this data here is editable. So you can click in and you can adjust the wording if you find like, nah, this doesn't quite sound like me. But this is a complete philanthropic profile here. You've got the giving identity, generosity statement, the client's giving boundaries. We find these are quite well received by the client. So it's like, say yes to these things, say no to these things. They've got focus areas for the client. They've got a giving framework, which then ties into their giving plan. If they've done faith and giving modules or family giving modules, they appear here, crisis giving, and then some next steps that you, the advisor, and the client can walk through together. There's a full report, which is what we've just gone over, that they can download as a beautiful PDF. There's a summary report, which is just like a 2-pager here. The giving framework, which is what we walk through. And the giving framework is sort of like, here are the categories, the buckets that you'll give to, and some, of the purpose behind those buckets. And then an actual giving plan I'll cover in just a second. And then the session data for you as the advisor to kind of review any of the notes here later for you to guide their giving in the future. And now I've gone over to the giving plan for this client. And if I go in and I have, this is where you will be able to kind of create out and map out the actual clients. Like, here's the causal areas and here's the actual charities that we want to build out. So you can create a giving plan for 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, as many years as you'd like on WellFunded. So we're going to pull in the causal areas that were identified on the philanthropic profile by hitting seed buckets. And so you'll see them here. And then I'm going to actually punch in the charities, the specific charities that the client or you would like to build out for the charity, for the client. So I can just go Union Gospel, mission, let's just go there, and then I can add that, and then I can punch in as whatever I'd like. So that allows you to build out a really robust giving plan for the client, 1 to as many years as you'd like, to whatever dollar value you'd like, and track it here on WellFunded. So that's the philanthropic profile as well as the giving plan, all rolled into a nice package here for you and your client on WellFunded.